Happy New Year. We made it to the other side, made it to 2021 at last, thank goodness. I am feeling super excited, happy, and grateful that we have now made it into a whole new year, and who's ready to start it? I mean, last year was definitely something like we've never seen before, and even though we're not fully out of the whole COVID thing, I think that many of us are feeling hopefully more refreshed and renewed, reinvigorated, and excited to start a whole new year ahead of us. So I know that I'm posting this a little bit late into January, but better late than never. With the start of a whole new year, I know that many of us like to, think about New Year's resolutions and think about new ways that we want to kind of forge ahead and make plans for the new year. So I'm not always one who does New Year's resolutions, but I definitely am someone who is a planner, and I like to do my best to set goals and try to get ahead as much as I can in terms of planning to achieve certain things that I set out to do in the months and the year ahead. So I just thought that I would take this time in this video just to chat with you guys about, goal setting and doing all of that, trying to set the tone off right for the beginning of the year. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So I hope that you guys are also in that headspace of trying to set the foundation for the next year ahead and really do what you can to set your goals, get in the right mind space, and focus on really what it is that you're hoping to do within this year. And I always like to do that to really just begin the month and the year ahead in the best place possible. So I do that goal planning kind of towards the end of the year, and then I really kind of buckle down and focus in on building them out in January. So as you'll see in the start of the video, I just did a little short tidbit / teaser of some of my 2021 goals. I've put together this it's a really cute notebook, and I'm using it as my bullet journal. I don't always do bullet journals, but this year I decided that it would be fun to pick it up again. So I kind of created a little spread where I wrote down a bunch of kind of miscellaneous goals that I hope to achieve, big and small, this year. I think that last year was definitely, a lot of people started the year out feeling really excited for what 2020 could bring, and then when it hit in full force as it did in March for most of us, it was kind of discouraging because it felt like a lot of the goals that we hoped that we could achieve were kind of set a little bit on the back burner, or that a lot of them got pushed aside. So this year I tried to not make my goals too lofty, but tried to make them more achievable, and I think more realistic in some senses. So I hope that that's something that we can all take into mind, and just, we set these goals and these plans in our heart, but sometimes life has a way of, it just happens, and we can't always control things, and we just have to do our best to pivot and, just adapt and make the most of it. So with that said, I'll share some of my small goals and big goals that I have set for this year, but also kind of try to give some advice as to how you can set your goals and how you can kind of track them throughout the year as you work towards achieving them. So some of my goals here that I've written down, as I've said, are on the smaller side. Some of them are bigger, and so I'll just read some of them off to you just so you guys have some idea of what some of my personal goals are. So what I did was I wrote down a bunch of goals in any particular order, and then later on what I did was I tried to break them off into different types of goals, like according to, some of them were general goals, some of them were more health related, some of them were career goals, work goals, and then others were more personal goals. And so that's what I recommend that you guys do, is maybe brainstorm ideas of things that you want to achieve, some goals that you want to set, and then later on kind of sort through them and in terms of what type of goal they are, and then figure out, you know, how long those goals will take in terms of timelines to work towards achieving them. So some of my little goals include things like read 25 books at least this year. So I put that one down. Another smaller goal is work on becoming more minimalist, try to clear out and declutter my closet. So really hope that I can do some serious spring cleaning this year and sort out my life, get it organized Mary Kondo style, and see where that goes, and hopefully that'll help me out. Another goal that I wrote down was find more ways to volunteer and give back. Volunteering is something that's really close to my heart, and last year it was really difficult to do because of COVID, but you know, there's always ways that we can volunteer and give back. There's a project that I did at the end of the year with my church that I was able to volunteer at, and I'm hoping this year that I can virtually volunteer and maybe mentor some kids for the Big Brother and Big Sister program in Canada. So that's one. Another thing in terms of health is working out at least 3 times every week. That's not a lot, but you know, last year was hard. I really only was able to do it maybe once or twice a week because I just felt really not motivated. So I want to increase the amount of times that I work out. I also, in terms of career, want to be able to start and finish an interior design course that I just started this year, which I'm really excited about. So hoping to do that. I'm also, in relation to that, hoping to start an interior design side business. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm super pumped about that. As well, in terms of general things, I've written down that I want to be better able to trust in the timing of my life. So I think a lot of the time it's been difficult to be like, I'm someone who wants to make things happen and want things to kind of, as I said, go according to plan, but sometimes those things don't always happen as we've imagined in our minds. And so I just want to be better about trying to trust and be patient with the process, with myself, with life, with God, and all of those moving parts, and just to remember that everything falls into place as it should, and that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now, and just to remember that in a daily way. I also want to, what else did I say? Another one is hopefully a personal goal is to travel at the end of the year. Really hoping to travel finally to Asia, specifically Japan, Korea, and China once hopefully travel restrictions let up. If not, if international travel is not a thing, then I really hope that I can explore more outside of my own city and really make more road trips around the province, and maybe even in Canada, who knows. So those are some of my goals for 2021. I have more in here, but I just thought I'd share some high level ones with you. So I hope that you're able to, you know, set some goals of your own. Think about the kind of person, as you're writing down your goals, the kind of person that you want to be in the future. Think about your future self and where it is that you want to see yourself going, and how it is you want to get there. I think that, you know, every day it's about choosing to make decisions, big and small, that will get you to where you want to be eventually. So yeah, definitely take the time to do that. And I think if you want to try to, later then, after you've written down your goals, sort them and kind of categorize them. I did this thing, it's like a My Goals organizer. Also, I wanted to shout out Amanda Rach Lee, who is a YouTuber who does bullet journaling. I kind of just followed her 2021 guide to creating her goals and setting up the goals this way. So this is how I did it. But it's really good because once you've brainstormed your initial goals, you can always go forth and, as I said, categorize them into different subtopics. So things like keyword, I've written down is health. Some of those goals related to health I've written down are working out more, stretching, running, drinking more water, and those kind of goals can be SMART goals. So SMART being specific, measurable, attainable, I don't remember what the R is, and then trackable, I think. So reportable, I'm not sure. I'll have to double check what SMART stands for. But yeah, then you can kind of, according to each goal, write down how often you're gonna do this specific task or goal. And then I've written down the month to kind of indicate, I'm gonna do like little circles to indicate my progress for that month as to how much I've achieved them. So I just write down, if you want to be organized, the subtopic of the goal, and then the actual specific goals related to those subtopics, and then how often you want to do them, and then I track it like that. So yeah, it's really up to you how you want to organize things, but I think it's really important as you're, pursuing your goals to regularly check in with yourself, keep yourself accountable by tracking your progress through, be it, a notebook, your journal, or, an app, or even a program on your computer, just so that you can really note down the process. I just like doing it on paper because I feel like it's just, for me, I love writing in notebooks, and it's just very therapeutic. And it also, when I write things down, helps me to remember it a little better versus typing for some reason. So, but yeah, you could also do like in your weekly spread in your notebook, or weekly schedule. You can write down your to-dos for the week so that you can tick them off when you know it's done. So yeah, I think it's really just about setting your intentions right from the beginning of the year and holding yourself accountable to it. I think not only can you hold yourself accountable, but you can also, if you want to go the extra step, you can, disclose your goals, some of your goals, to your closest friends or a friend, and have them, check in every once in a while, your friend or a mentor, just to see how you're holding up on your end with these goals. So, and at the end of the day as well, I think that it's really about not just, I'm learning this, it's not just about, arriving at that said place that you think in your head you want to get to, but it's about the process of what you're learning, what you're picking up, how you're growing in the process of really meeting those goals. And I think that's what it's about. It's about the journey. And so give yourself, patience and grace if, life happens, or if you're just sometimes not in the mood to do certain things. If maybe, say, something happens along the way during the year and you aren't able to finish those 25 books that you set out to initially read, give yourself some grace and some, just like a pat on the back still for the effort that you put in. I think it's about the effort and the intention. And yeah, but just continue to do your best and bring excellence to all that it is that you do. And I think there you'll see the reward. And don't forget to be proud of yourself as you do these things. I think so often we, and myself included, can be super hard on ourselves as we just move and navigate throughout life. But we're all going through this the first time around, this thing called life, and we're all learning and experimenting, and we're failing but also succeeding, and that's what it's about. And so with that said, just do your best to enjoy the process. I hope that as you're goal setting, you'll find out new things about yourself, and also recognize some of the old familiar habits or things that you want to break out of. And just ultimately, it's just all about continuing to bloom and to grow and push yourself beyond your old limits and just continually evolve. So I really hope that this year goes better, fingers crossed, than last year did. We're just going to keep making the most of it and pushing forward and being those goal getters. So best of luck to you as you do that. I hope this video was somewhat helpful a little bit and inspiring, and I hope that you have fun as you set your new goals ahead for the new year. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one, and make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.